Hello and good day to everyone. Today we're going to focus on vault and those who did it the highest and those who did it the best. This video will be more about how the athletes get so high in the air from the vault and their techniques that help them complete their complex flips and twists in the air. For this reason, I will compare a handful of the best vaulters in the world, and I will focus on the Chen vault, which is a Yurchenko half turn on the vault into a front layout flip with 1.5 twists, and I will focus on the Amanar vault, which is a Yurchenko 2.5 twisting layout backflip. Yurchenko just means that they start the vault with a round-off entry onto the springboard. It's really cool to see side-by-side comparisons and look very closely at what's going on during these vaults. In the future, I'll do a video where I analyze a much wider range of gymnasts and a much wider range of difficult vaults. Let's start off with who did it the highest. Well, it was this guy. But since that didn't work out that well, it really was this girl, Michaela Mahoney. I looked at countless videos and consistently she seemed to appear higher than anybody else I looked at. But this also begs the question, how does she measure up to superstar and phenom Simone Biles? It seems on average Michaela was slightly higher than Simone on her Amanar vault. However, Simone would vary between her vaults much more than Michaela. Michaela was always around the same height, where Simone would have great vaults that were extremely high and other vaults that were great but not quite as high. Because their perspectives are all a bit different between the videos, I may be wrong, but either way, she's in the stratosphere. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is she the highest vaulter you know of? And I don't just mean in girls gymnastics. This is a comparison of Kohei Ichimura, one of the most decorated gymnasts in history. When we put him side by side with Michaela, from the same perspective, you can see she has almost a foot in height over him. How about the man regarded by many as the best vaulter in history, Hakseon from Korea? Now keep in mind, her vault entry is Yurchenko, and his vault entry is round off, so his height may vary more. Still, just incredible height from both of them. I want you to look at the Olympic Rings logo on the vaulting horses here as they block off the horse. You can see the horse bounce with Michaela, but very minimal with Ichimura. That's such a great block. Although Michaela flies higher, they still land at the same distance. That just tells us that Kohei has a bit more forward momentum than lift momentum. Let's do some side-by-side comparison now. First we'll analyze the Shen vault. This is a Yurchenko half on, Rudy off, and then we'll analyze the Amanar vault. I want to start off with Simone Biles and Rebeca Andrade. The round-offs are pretty similar. They both reach straight over their head to stay squared off. You can see here they come out about the same angle, and I would say Rebeca is a bit more piked in her body, and her shoulder angle is straighter than Simone's. The straight shoulder angle helps her with a solid block off the horse. The slight pike can now do a bit of a slinky motion and help her front rotation. They both follow through completely on their push, and this lifts their body off the horse in an explosive way. Rebeca is slightly arched here, and her heels are over her head more. She also keeps her head back more, where Simone has started to lift her head. Just like a front handspring on the floor, keeping your head back helps the body turn over faster and rotate stronger. Wow, they are identical here, both starting their twist about the same time. Simone is petite and she throws her body through the air with very little effort. Rebeca has a bigger body frame and she uses that power exceptionally well in this vault. It's obvious they're both very powerful on the vault, but what impresses me is their technique is so efficient and they make it look so easy. And for both of them, the end of the skill looks like a layout full or a backflip with a full twist to end on. These are both exceptionally explosive. I want to take a quicker look at Michaela Skinner. Can you see the difference here? She uses a very different technique than Simone or Rebeca. Watch her right arm as she pushes off the vault. She hardly puts her hand on the vault at all. This takes away greatly from her height, but it does greatly accelerate her flip rotation. Essentially, she treats her Chen vault like a double-double laid out on floor. As long as she has a good springboard, this vault will probably be very consistent and rotate very fast. However, this technique will obviously limit the height and distance she can ever achieve. This is Carey. Her technique is more like Simone and Rebeca, but she mixes a little bit of Skinner technique in there also. Let's take a look at the Amanar vault now. First off, when doing any Yurchenko vault, it's important to block the horse on the way up. For all the gymnasts out there, imagine doing a double layout backflip and pushing your body off a horse after the first flip. It would help you continue to rise greatly. That's what we want to do on vault. When you find the perfect timing of combining your spring off the board and pushing or blocking off the horse on the way up, you reach your full potential of height and distance. The other factor is how tight or loose your body is when you push off the horse. A tight body launches like one unit with unified energy. A loose body absorbs the energy and you lose height and distance in your vault. Here's a side-by-side of Simone Biles and Michaela Mahoney. They both stand up very straight with tight bodies on the board. They both block and hit the horse on the way up. Mahoney gets on slightly earlier than Simone. As we can see, her feet are slightly below the horse. Mahoney has a slight leg separation where Simone is very tight and clean here. Remember, in slow motion, everything looks exaggerated. They both have tight bodies like one unit and explode off the horse. What's interesting to me, as we watched, they look almost identical here. Any difference in height or distance would have been created from the pre-flight or the springboard off the horse. At vertical, they are both into their twists identically with great height. To me, it's remarkable how similar they are in the air. They both seemingly float down on the ground, landing in a very upright position. Now we're going to take a look at Mahoney and Carey side by side. What's different here? Carey's shoulder angle is not as open as Mahoney, and that little difference makes a big difference in the vault. Imagine if there was an angle in a pole vault. It changes the dynamics greatly. Their twisting mechanics are very similar, but Mahoney has lifted much higher. They're both great vaults, but Mahoney's pre-flight tightness and pole vault-like mechanics sent her much higher. Let's take a quick look at Skinner and Carey. They both share that more closed shoulder angle, and this absorbs energy for their lift. Carey is slightly higher than Skinner and a bit farther along with her twist. They both have very clean form. Skinner's flipping rotates faster than the other vaulters, and this helps her to get around for her landings in a more upright position. Now Skinner and Biles side by side. Biles stands up a bit faster than Skinner. It's becoming apparent that a straight open shoulder angle contributes greatly to the height of a vault. Simone's shoulders are open like a straight pole vault. Skinner starts her twist a little earlier than Simone. This will take away from her height, but it'll excel her flipping speed. Here we can see Skinner is flipping faster, but has a lower height. Simone has more time to negotiate her landing because she is higher, and this helps her stick much more upright. I used to compete Yurchenko vaults, and yes, this is what it looked like when you were staring down the runway on the old vault. It seems a bit crazy these days, but at the time, it was pretty normal. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave any thoughts in the comments. We're a small channel, but thanks to you all, we're growing quick and we're still having a blast. See you next time and rock on.